Welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra. Well, the IPO season is on and buzzing on D Street. One after the other, we are seeing a slew of IPOs getting listed on the stock exchanges as well. Now, if you're also interested in this IPO market, here are top 6 IPOs that you must be watching out for. All of these IPOs are likely to come up in the second half of FY24 itself. Now, the top IPO that is highly anticipated one is from the Tata Group. Tata Technologies is expected to launch its initial public offering this month itself. Now, the IPO will be the first one from the Tata Group company in nearly 2 decades, and which is why there is a huge anticipation about this IPO. Remember, Tata Motors has already announced that it is planning to sell 9.9% stake in Tata Technologies for up to 1,613 crore rupees ahead of the IPO as well. Now, according to Anand Rathi notes, Tata Technologies revenue has a CAGR of 30.3% from FY21 to 23, and which is higher than the peers that it will be competing with, like Tata Elxsi, one of the own group companies, L&T Technologies, also KPIT Technologies as well. So this is one IPO that you should definitely keep on your radar. The second IPO that you have to be aware of is Flair Writing Instruments, the Flair pens that you have always used as part of your stationery. Now, the company has filed its DRHP with SEBI in July this year. Flair Writing has already got the SEBI nod for about 745 crore rupees of an IPO. The pen maker claims to be in the top 3 players in the overall writing instrument industry with a market share of about 9% as of March of 2023. Flair Writing, remember, has reported a revenue of 915 crore rupees in FY23. The third IPO that you need to get aware of is Fed Bank Financial Services. Now, Federal Bank promoted Fed Bank Financial Services has refiled the draft red herring prospectus, or the DRHP, with the Securities and Exchange Board of India for its upcoming IPO. The proposed IPO is likely to include a fresh issue of shares of up to 750 odd crore rupees and an offer for sale of up to 7 crore rupees of 7 crore shares by the promoters and the other exiting shareholders as well. So keep this IPO also on your radar. The next one is from the hospitality space. I'm talking about Park Hotels. If you have frequented any of the Park Hotels in India, this is an IPO that you should be watching out for. Park Hotels is all set to launch its IPO pretty soon, could be in November end as well. And this follows the hospitality chain's failed attempt to make the D Street debut back in the year 2020 due to COVID-19. So after one failed attempt, it's now coming back after COVID-19, betting big on the resumed travel and tourism industry, things getting back on track as well. In fact, the hotel chain had filed its DRHP, or the draft papers, for the IPO in December of 2019. It had also got the regulator's approval. However, it did not go ahead with the IPO listing that time around. As per reports, the company plans to raise about 1,050 odd crore rupees through the IPO, and a large part of the proceeds are likely to be used to retire the debt that the company has. Currently, the net debt of the company is likely to be around 550 odd crore rupees. The next one comes from the gems and the jewelry space. Moti Sons Jewelers is a company that's likely to come up with its IPO this financial year itself. The retail jewelry company Moti Sons Jewelers is located in Jaipur and has already raised about 33 odd crore rupees during the pre-IPO investment round. Now, the Securities and the Exchange Board of India, or SEBI, the market regulator, has already approved Moti Sons Jewelers IPO plans last month itself, and this is a completely fresh issue of shares offering up to 33.5 million rupees of shares without any offer of sale component as per the initial reports right now. Now, the other one that you need to be prepared for is Bank of Baroda promoted India First Life, which is all set to launch its IPO possibly in November itself. India First Life Insurance has got SEBI approval. It got that in March of 2023. And Bank of Baroda, the largest stakeholder in India First, has a stake of 65%. It is also likely to offload about 10% stake during the IPO. And according to the draft red herring prospectus filed with the the market regulator. The issue is likely to comprise a fresh issue of shares worth 500 crore rupees and an offer for sale of 141 million equity shares from promoters and the stakeholders as well. So these are the top 6 IPOs that you need to be aware of that are likely to make a comeback onto the D Street in the second half of fiscal year 2024, and the IPO space is also likely to be action-packed in the second half of the season too. Do stay tuned with Business Today TV to catch all these updates about what's really buzzing on the D Street.
Thank you so much for taking